The rib command is one of these commands that has very, very little input, but has some really significant results. The first thing we want to do when we create a rib is we want to define where the top of the rib is going to be. So in this case here, I've chosen plane number 1, which I've created. You could also choose just the very top of your feature if you wanted to. Doesn't really matter. So in this case, plane number 1, let's go ahead and just create a very basic sketch. So I want a rib running from the top to the bottom of this part. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a line, and it doesn't have to even connect to the ends. In fact, most of the time it's better if it does not. There's my line. I don't even have to define the endpoints or anything like that. We're done. Go to Features, come up here to Rib, and notice it gives me the option of which direction I want to go to. So that's pointing to the left. I don't want to do that. I want to go and point it down towards the base of the material, and then define the width of the rib as 5 millimeters. Now I have the option to add a little bit of taper to it if I want to, but I'm going to turn that off. So I'm going to say 0. Again, it's turned off by default, so if I don't have it selected, it's not on. So, and then linear or neutral, let's just stick with linear for right now. Click OK, and just with that single line, bam, I've got a nice rib all the way across the part. It automatically figures out for us how to intersect with this curved surface here, with this drafted surface here. If you didn't have the rib command, this would be a fairly challenging little feature to create, but with the rib command it makes it very easy. Now if you want to go the next step further, I'm going to hide this plane. Let's go back to that rib, and let's just go and add a couple extra lines. So back here, I'm going to create some lines across this part. So line here, a line here, and of course we can dimension these as needed. Let's put 3 of those in, exit out, and just that quickly we've created cross ribs. Then I can create a new sketch, for instance, on the top of this part here. Create a sketch, create a very simple line, and go back to that feature and the rib command. Again, I want it to go into the material. Click OK. And again, I can start adding intermediate ribs in that are all bounded by that same shape. So again, the rib command is really powerful. All I need is a basic line showing where I'm going to use it and which direction I'm going to be going in. And that's about it. Now I want to show a couple other options here. So I'm going to choose this time the front plane, and I'm going to draw a sketch on there. If I want to do maybe a little diagonal rib, something like that. If I change to the wireframe view, I can make sure that that is inside of my part, so it's not touching anything. I can define the angle if I wanted to from there to there, maybe that about a 30-degree angle. Again, make sure it's inside. Okay, and exit out of that, or just jump up here to Features and go to Rib. It's going to be pointing into the part, so let's flip back over here to Shaded. Click OK. And just that quickly, we've created a little rib on the side. So any plane you want to start on, it's going to extend that material up to the closest bounding surfaces to create that rib. So again, very, very powerful command. Definitely take a look at this one. Make sure you are familiar with it because it's a very quick way to create a lot of geometry.